I got my first real 6-string, bought it at the 5 and dime.
Oh God, is that what are we starting Wednesday shows with a little karaoke?
Yeah, it's the summer of PSVR 9. That doesn't work at all.
Summer is PSVR AF, Brian.
Summer is PS. Oh, that would have been a way better headline. Summer is PSVR AF. But you know what?
Really. You can't even stick to your own naming conventions over here.
No, dude, no one watched April is PSVR AF, so I was like, maybe I got to come up with something different.
You ever think? Yeah, I was gonna say,
don't,
not
no,
to be mean,
never.
but you ever think that maybe it was called because it was called April is PSVR AF?
I mean, so that we're experimenting. We're experimenting right now. We're finding.
Hey, you gotta. Come original. You know. Come original.
We singing 311 now?
Should we do 311 now?
Well, instead, let's start the show.
Come original.
This is PSVR GamesCast Live, where we film live every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. My name is Brian Paul from this channel right here, PSVR Without Parole, and the guys to my right, the lovely, the wonderful, the boys, Dave from Dave Station VR.
Oh, I was hoping he would tell you to shut up. I wanted him to tell you to shut up.
Yeah, he cut out too. I barely heard what he said.
Damn it, tree guy. He just said, "This is my tree world. This is my tree place."
And that guy on the right-hand side of the screen is AJ from The Underground, PSVR Underground.
What is up, Brian? What is up, Dave? What is up, Game Cats? Happy hump day. Hopefully you did lots of humping this week and got so much more humping to go. Guys, super excited to talk about the summer, the amazing summer that begins next week. But something else exciting happened today.
What's that?
I got my No Man's Sky Platinum. Let's go, baby. Yeah. I actually had most of it just by like playing the entire game for over like the last 5 years. So I had like literally like maybe less than an hour's left of stuff to do. Nice. And I just went and did it real quick, knocked it out, got that plat, baby. I'm in the under 2%.
Nice. That's amazing, man. 500 hours. Totally pays off with a little digital virtual trophy. They should send you something, like, in the mail. Like, if only 2% of people have it, like, they should actually send you, like, just a little tiny statue, maybe engraved, saying we love you, AJ. I mean, thank you for all the time and love you've spent with us.
I would totally like that, man. Yeah. I would be very happy about that. And then I played Dinosaur, and you know, well, that's my next platinum I want to go out. I'm starting to get back into platinums, and you know, Nick's been really pushing me to play it, and I'm starting to see why everybody likes it. Mm-hmm. Like, it has gotten a lot better, and there's these moments of like that are in the game, like the special effects, where I'm like, oh man, like PSVR is gonna be so huge one day. Like, this is amazing how good this looks. But man, that click turning and teleporting around everywhere, well, that's just breaks the game.
So that's how it can look so good, AJ. That's why.
No, that's not what looks good.
No, I'm saying but like
that's when it looks bad is when you're doing that.
What I'm saying is not that looks good. I'm saying that the game looks so good because it doesn't have free locomotion and smooth turning and stuff.
I don't know. I can't go into spoilers. But man, I gotta say, I realized that teleport makes me more motion sick than any smooth turning or full locomotion ever has in my life.
Yeah, teleport does make me sick. It just rips me out of the game. It doesn't feel immersive, and immersive is the name of the game when it comes to virtual reality. So yeah, I'm generally not interested. That said, I think that game still looks amazing. The whole world's kind of frozen, and I don't know, man. I wonder if they could have even made that world animate, because it does look pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind that it stands still and stuff. It is a beautiful game, and it's got that From Software art style, and the lore and the characters and stuff are actually like, the twist with it all is becoming really cool. But goddamn, man, just that you could have slowly walked. I mean, you know, maybe not too slow, but you could have walked around
There's
and
a
everything
lot of-
frozen, and it would have been fine.
I will tell you. I will tell you that there's
Somebody call a ambulance for AJ.
There were quite a few moments where I was like, I don't know where to go next, and I was actually happy after a while that I was like, and I was flying around that world, because if I just had to slowly walk around it, I would have been like, well, this is going to take forever. I don't know where to go, and figuring out where to go is going to take forever. So yeah, a little positives, a little negatives. I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, great game. I don't have the platinum for that. I need that one. So guys, we've got a ton of stuff to talk about, a ton of PlayStation VR news. We're going to talk about a ton of games that are coming out this summer. We're going to also talk about a game that I played this morning. We won't talk about it, though, not right now, because I can't handle it, not quite yet. But we do want to kick the show off before any of that with the Funkadelic _ GameCat from our Discord, who wrote in, writes #ViewerTakeover. Don't forget that you can join our Discord and leave your #ViewerTakeover questions there. What's a good way to convince flat screeners to try VR? I've tried everything to get them to come over and give it a go. I keep telling them it's way better than they think it could be. What has been successful for you cats? So you tell them to come over and they don't come over at all? Or, like, is there a smell problem? Or...
All
like,
right.
Is it more than just the VR? You should promise them brownies, and then have rope ready to tie, like, as they sit in a chair and you tie them down and be like, okay, shove this thing on your face and be like, fucking play VR now, motherfucker. Sorry. So guys, I wanted to try to answer this question for the Funkadelic GameCat. But starting off with maybe trying to figure out why people don't want to try VR.
There's a lot of reasons. I think I have one friend in specific who's kind of like a case study for this sort of thing, because he has been pretty anti-VR for a long time, but he plays video games. But he's the kind of guy who's like mostly into competitive, more like, Apex Legends, Rocket League, like stuff that's like hardcore gamey game stuff that you can just play incessantly over and over again. And so to convince him of the value proposition of like this experiential thing where it's not so much about beating everybody and being the best, where like people play games for different reasons, you know what I mean? And like there's a huge subset of people who are really into video games, but not for the same reasons that maybe you or I are into video games, right? And so for people like that, it's hard to get them in the door because you can't really show like a clear like use case for it. Like you can say firewall, but they're going to have all these expectations from Call of Duty or something that they bring into it. What worked for me in the end was mini golf, like mini golf on the Quest. My friend was like, oh, that looks cool. Like that's a way to shoot the shit with people. You can be competitive. And so I think things like that, and like once we get poker and like those sort of experiences where it's like casual, but something you would want to do with your friends anyways that you can't really do on a normal PlayStation. That's kind of what got him to buy VR stuff. And so I think that there are like sideways into it. You can't just come on and say, hey, man, this is the greatest new thing. You got to try this, and assume that people want the same thing out of that as you do, Yeah. So you kind of meet them where they are, figure out what they're interested in, and get them in through that little sideway,
All I heard was casual butt. Yeah, I think
casual butt. Like the opposite of some serious butt, some hardcore butt.
I think getting a game that's relatable for people that don't play VR. There's a couple different types of people. There's some that are like that really haven't played it yet. They don't think they have interest. Most people don't think they would be interested in VR, but the truth is most gamers would be. Now there are other barriers, but I think a relatable game, like having their favorite AAA game and saying, oh, now you can experience this from first person or something, throwing them into a game or a series that they absolutely love and letting them experience the game from within, I think would be a really, really cool way as well. Would work as well. Something relatable.
I actually really like what Dave said. Sometimes simplicity is key. I think people are scared of what they don't know, things they don't understand, and things like mini golf where you can just be like, all you have to do is swing this club. Like, I just move the controller and you're good. So I do agree with that, and kind of going with the whole mantra of like people fear what they don't understand. I think some people are also like really threatened by VR, and maybe this is reading too deeply into it. But like, people grew up with Game Boys, and they're like, "This is how I play my game." People grew up with PlayStation, and this is how I play my game. And it's like, it's just there's a comfort level there. People in general, people hate change. I hate change, right? And so I just like what I like, and I don't want to mess with it. And so, really, I think AJ, you made a great point about a license that people need to see. Like, what's their favorite license? What's the thing that they love most on the flat screen? Be like, hey, here's a different way to play it, and like that could be the Trojan horse to get them in, and be like, okay, I have succumbed to to this new technology, and I will change, and I will try this.
When you say they feel threatened, that stems from them thinking that VR existing, they're not going to get their precious non-VR games, or potentially see it taken away from them in some way.
I think part of it too is that there's this comfort level of like, the general gaming populace, people who are hardcore gamers or whatever, especially, have decided, I guess, that VR is not there yet, or it doesn't have anything for them. And so it's easy to shit on, and that's like a comfortable perspective to have, right? You don't have to question anything. You don't have to try the technology and see if you like it. You just go with everybody's assumption, ride the wave, and say, this, I'm not interested in that crap. Yeah. And there's a sense of comfort there because you're with the group who all agrees on the same thing, and nobody's going to call you out and say, hey, you're wrong, because it's useless unless they've tried it. So I don't know. I think it's almost scary to give yourself into something that you view as everybody else thinks is lame, right? Like, if you care about what other people think of your habits and stuff, and like you think that it's seen as a lame hobby to get into VR, or it's just for like weirdo enthusiasts, and it's not really a way to game, you're going to be a little trepidatious about trying it yourself, because then if you like it, you've got to grapple with the fact that you actually like it, and you got to question everything. And people don't want to do that. It's comfortable to just stay where you are with your perspective. So I think that's part of it too.
I 100% agree. So two things. First, shout out to Big Show with the $5 tip. Says, I'm not going to stir the pot today, just stopping by to show support. IOI out.
Why out?
See you later, Big Show.
Also, shout out to Big Show from earlier. He tipped on my stream. I didn't even hear it go by. I saw it later when I was like reviewing the stream. So thank you very much for that, man. Sorry I missed your tip. Seymour Gamecat says something very important. I'm sorry. Seymour Gamecat, you say lots of important things. But this, I meant to say, Your Long Shadows is a Gamecat meow. Says, I think one smart thing to do is choose a game with simple movement system. My brother instantly got frustrated trying to use the moves. Most people forget that they had to learn button mapping at one point. Agree or disagree, gentlemen, Beat Saber might be the best gateway drug getting people into VR because of its simplicity and immediate likability.
It depends on the person, though. Like that person that I talked about earlier, my friend, I tried Beat Saber on him, and it just bounced off him entirely. Wow. Just not interested. Okay. Just like,
what
not
has
my
never
kind of
failed?
Like,
never, ever failed, and it's what Kramer 3K says, which was Rush of Blood. Wow. Rush of Blood has always worked, but I think it's like you said, it kind of depends on the person. Like every single friend I introduced to VR, I introduced a different style of game. Some I introduced to Gran Turismo Sport with the racing wheel, and they're like, oh my God, this is incredible. And they would have like no interest in anything else. Some I introduced with the Star Wars experience, the Star Wars Rogue One experience, the original one that was part of Battlefront, and he went and bought a VR after that.
That's awesome.
Same with like Resident Evil 7, he went and bought it for that as well. And then there's some that, what I do know is people that basically are more casual gamers or just only play flat screens, they need to be impressed. They need something that is impressive and fun. What makes Beat Saber and Rush of Blood work so easy is they don't have to worry about controls. So yeah, you don't want to, somebody playing VR for the first time, you don't want to throw them into Sirento maybe first, but you also don't want to throw them into maybe say Moss for the first time, which I know sounds crazy, but I've actually had some people that were like, nah, I don't know about this. And I've had people that loved it, Moss, for the first time too, but I stopped kind of showing because they want like a full AAA experience or something.
Well, Astrobot's a good one for that kind of thing. I mean, everybody knows how to use a controller. Everybody's played Mario, they get the gist of it.
Big Show came through with another $5 tip. Says, the issue I see from people that are not into VR or don't like it is because they want VR like was in Ready Player One, and we are far away from that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know if that was beneficial to the industry or negative for the industry, because it put a lot of
little bit of
ideas in
both.
people's heads. Put
Yeah.
a lot of dumb ideas in people's heads.
Yeah, I don't want to be walking on a treadmill.
No.
I want that hybrid. I think what's going to move us forward is the hybrid of mainstream video games and the VR technology, the immersive, built from the ground up features that you get from those types of games. And I think the hybrid is the way forward, not necessarily running on a treadmill.
Well, yeah, and I don't like this concept of like this is this world where everyone like lives out their most of their life. They like clock in and clock out of this fucking world every day, and it's like
Wait, we're not in that world now, Dave. I'm so confused.
I'm just saying,
I
like-
basically live in No Man's Sky, so
Well, it's. I mean, people forget the half of the movie where everyone's just sitting in a terrible trailer and their life sucks and it's a dystopia and everything's fucking terrible. And the reason they want to get that thing is so their life won't suck anymore.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's not really the vision of VR I have for the future either. So it's like
hybrid.
I don't know. When I learned that Oculus used to give everyone a copy of Ready Player One when they started, it's like, okay, come on, come on, guys.
All right, you guys. I think it's time to move on. And actually, I got to say that as much as I enjoyed that conversation, we didn't answer the question. Actually, when you look at it, right? It's like they don't even.
What's a good
want
way to convince them? Yeah,
they don't even want to try it. And so I'm like, that's going to be an individual person to person basis. I think like once they're there and they're willing to try it, it's like I think we got that covered. But like I don't know what somebody's problem could be where they're like, I don't even want to put the thing on.
Oh no, that's my friend. That was my friend I was talking about. He didn't want to try the shit. No interest.
Well,
just didn't.
That
want
was
to try
the
it.
answer
You gotta
that
get
I
the
was.
hook in. You got to get the hook in. Make them want to try it. Give them something that sounds enticing and be like, oh yeah, I got it right here. Give it a shot.
Funkadelic Game Cat. I would say if there's a game that they love that you know they love, and there's a kick-ass VR version of it, let them play that VR version of it, and they'll do it.
There we go.
Or just have them play Pistol Whip.
All right, gentlemen. Well, there's the big thumbnail. The title of this video is something to do with the summer of PlayStation VR and how there's more than 20.
What's that all about?
Right? How there's more than 20 games coming. And basically, I'm just going to run some Fracked footage over here on the side while we talk about this. I've got a list here of every game that we know is coming to PlayStation VR this summer, every game that is rumored to be coming to PlayStation VR this summer, every game that's got an official release date or a general release date of summer 2021, and a few things that we were speculating. And I figure we run through the list. The three of us each rate our hype level from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. We're so hyped for this game. We can't be more hyped for it. It's our most anticipated game. I'm going to total up those scores. And then at the end, after we go through the entire list, we're going to figure out what our collective most hyped games are. You guys down?
You're keeping track of this somehow, right? You got an Excel sheet or something?
I got this under control. Yeah. I'm just going to type in a little notepad here. Okay, so kicking it off.
Because Excel could totally.
And the winner is Resident Evil 7.
You can do a little Excel thing.
It's always Resident Evil 7. Welcome to Without Parole.
Hype levels, is it 1 through 5 or 1 through 10?
1 through 10. 1 through 10.
1 through 10, okay.
Yeah, I figured if it was 1 through 5, then like too many games would be tied for first place. It's like,
okay, real quick. I'm going to make a little Excel sheet real quick, and I'm just going to put our things. It'll make it way easier. And I'll just tab them up.
All right, so kicking off the list here with a vague July release date, Gravitational. Well,
Gravitational. This is the one.
You're
puzzle
in the
guy.
wheelchair.
You're in the wheelchair.
Zero gravity parts, puzzle game.
How
AJ's super
honest,
excited.
how honest do we have to
Very
be?
honest.
As you can.
Very honest. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm at about a 4, to be honest, because I'm like, I haven't seen anything that super excites me. I haven't even seen any puzzles that I'm crazy about. So right now I'm about a 4, but like I'm still curious and interested to play it.
Well, I don't know a whole lot, but from what I've seen, it's probably like a 2.
All right. Wow. That's really low.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could change. I don't know.
Dave? Gravitational?
I'd say a 5, I guess.
All right.
I mean, I don't want to write it off entirely because I don't know enough about it. But
all right, that brings us to our next game. We're not going to spend much time on each of these games because there's way too many of them. Our next game from Elliott VR, developers of Pancake House, is the somewhat Squishies inspired game Windlands. Awesome art style. I'm not sure about the gameplay.
Maybe I went too low for Gravitational.
You can still do a 1, AJ. You can still do a 1.
Yeah, I'm at about a 3. Again, I really want to play it, but I won't know if I like it till I play it. So 3.
Okay, AJ, what do you have, a 1 for this one?
I
You want a 1 for this one?
Can I change my gravitational to
Nope,
3?
it's locked in.
And I'm gonna make this a 2.
Okay,
All right, fine. I changed it.
So you went down 1 on gravitational. All right.
I went up 1 on gravitational.
I'm gonna stick with Brian's 3
and 2
because
3.
I have
3 to
very little
gravitational,
interest.
2 to whatever this is.
All right, next up on July 8th, we've got from Rebellion Sniper Elite VR. Where are we at with this one?
Yeah.
We've seen a couple videos at this point. We're going to show more video later in the show. Where are you guys at?
Important thing, disclaimer here. We had a discussion Monday about speculation on the gameplay that we saw.
Yeah.
And we said that if ABC situation is like the way it's going to be, then that's like ouch. But then Upload actually released a new article that clarified some of the stuff because there was a lot of people that spoke out about it.
But we're going to talk about this later in the show as well.
Oh,
so
are we?
Can say, yeah, we have Sniper Elite on the docket.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So let's cover it briefly for now.
Well,
Hype level.
Give me a number.
Hype level, I'm gonna say 8 because like there was 2 things that I said, which was I want to be able to ride the bullet with the X-ray, and I want to be able to turn off all the HUD items, icons, and you can do both of those. So I am at a solid 8 for hype level here.
I was at an 8 or a 9 when we saw the first gameplay reveal the other day. The second one, which we're going to discuss later, dropped me down a notch, so I'm at 7 now.
Okay, so I'm with AJ actually. I'm gonna say 8. So that's 8, 8, and 7, right?
Cats are with us here.
Yeah,
right. You don't have to calculate these. I've got an auto calculation running on the side of it. I'll tell you everything you need to know.
Neato. So okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is why it's good to know how to use Excel every now and then.
Moving on to July 9th is I don't know if this was supposed to be announced or not. They're shooting for July 9th. Sorry, Ivanovich. 1976, back to Midway. What do you guys think? This is Dave. You've already kind of played this one a little bit on Quest.
I have played this one.
So,
indeed.
So maybe I kind of want to follow whatever you say because you've got more experience with this.
All right. So I'm gonna put this one at. So it depends on what you're into. If you like shoot 'em up games, this is one to keep an eye on. You will enjoy it. Probably. I'm into shoot 'em up games. So I'm gonna put a 7 on this one.
Okay. I'm slightly lower. I'm slightly lower just because
we don't want it to beat Sniper Elite. So.
Yeah, I'm at more of it a 6.
Okay. AJ?
Yeah, I'm at like a 7 too.
Okay. All right, what do we got next?
Next up, just announced yesterday for July 27th, Synth Riders.
Ooh,
from Kludge Interactive. I will say, guys, with if you didn't see my breaking news report, and we'll talk about this a little bit more later. No multiplayer at launch, which drops this one down a little bit for me. I really want.
Oh, god damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Did they say when it's coming?
As soon as possible. But again, we'll talk about it later in the show. But that's why my scores dropped down to about, maybe like a 6 rather than an 8.
Okay, yeah, I'm not really good at this. Can I change my
no, stop changing things.
Can I change the 1976 to a 6 as well?
Dave's in control.
Damn it. Fine. Okay, you can. And then this will be a 7 then, I assume?
Yes.
Well, in that case, I'm changing Sniper Elite to 8. Fuck you.
Maybe can we do 0.5s? Can I do 6.5?
No.
We can do point if you want. It'll add it up just fine. Excel can handle it.
Yeah, let me do 6.5 because
you asshole. Okay, for what? For Midway or?
I really wish we would have gone through like all the news first, or discussed all these first, so I can explain why.
For Midway or for Synth Riders 6.5?
Synth Riders 6.5.
Oh, and Midway's still a 6.
That's a good 6.5.
Real quick, so first.
Then my Sniper Elite's a 7.5. Then
this is turning into a way longer show than expected.
Yeah.
Sin Studio with a Canadian $10 tip. Thanks.
Oh, what's up, Alex?
Says I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish, but if you wish the wish, the wish wishes. I won't wish the wish you wish to wish. Did I get you this time?
You most certainly did.
What the fuck is going on?
What is
He's having a stroke. This man's having a stroke.
Alec. Oh, guys. One thing I forgot to mention about that Sin Studio update, blocking. This game has like boxing mechanics now. Not only is there punching, but there's blocking too. I screwed it up. That's why I always need to have notes with me.
when we finish the show in 2 hours, I'm blaming you guys.
I told you this was gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, and you're for self-fulfilling prophecy. You're like, it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna make sure of it. I'm gonna talk about swordsman.
This is the way,
I'm gonna talk
Bryan.
about Sniper Elite VR.
Oh my god! All right, guys.
All right.
I'm gonna put down my score for Synth Riders, which is, along with Brian, now a 6, because I did not get into this game at all until I played the multiplayer.
Right.
And if I don't get the multiplayer, I probably won't end up playing it.
Right.
Much.
Well, at least these are all the news stories, so that's cool.
Yeah, there we go. Well, we'll talk about it more later. Anyways,
right.
what's the next game, Ryan?
Next up is
Spoiler alert.
coming July 27th. Down and Out. As far as I know, that they released this new trailer. It said it's coming July 27th. As far as I know, it is also coming to PSVR on that very same day. And this one was it seems like a collection of mini games. I'm a little nervous about that, and so I'm really low on this until I finally play it. I might get a 3.
Yeah, I'm at about like a 4.
I'm at a 3 also.
Okay, moving on. July 27th also brings us Winds in Leaves from Trebuchet. It's the planting trees simulator.
Where you get on stilts and you walk around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna be cautiously optimistic here. I'm gonna say this looks like a Brian Paul game all the way. I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna be relaxed. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna want to expand my garden. I'm kind of at like an 8 for this. I'm got my fingers crossed that ends up being that hype ends up being warranted.
I'm gonna do a 7 on this one, I think.
I'm gonna do a 6.5.
God damn it, AJ. How many 6.5s do you need? Make up your mind.
All right.
It's like you once said, Dave. It makes it look like I actually really thought about it and like did a whole bunch of like math on it. You know.
I'm gonna give this one a 7.3 just because I'm thinking it doesn't earn the whole 7.5. Get a full pitchfork.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah.
I lost control
Yeah,
hours ago.
What's next?
August 26th brings us Traffic Jams by Little Chicken Games. I'm kind of,
This game actually looks really good.
yeah.
7.5.
I still don't know if it's for me
7.
though.
I'll do 7.
I'm with you. 7, straight 7.
I'm gonna do 6.
Lower than Winds and Leaves. Okay, gotcha. Traffic Jams looks like fun, but a little more arcadey, probably.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah, 6 or 5, something like that.
You want a 5.5?
Yeah, actually
Locked in.
5.5.
I'm making it a 5.6 just because I feel like it.
AJ, we're officially
charge
giving
of
you
the
the most
numbers here.
indecisive person
accuracy.
on the
Yeah.
show title right now.
Pinpoint accuracy.
Mhm.
Well, I love it when the show topic is made like 5 minutes before the show starts. It's wonderful.
All right, what's next? What's
Right.
next?
I know I hate enjoying things too. All right, the rest of these that we're gonna list here are just have a blank summer 2021 release window, and we're gonna kick that off with RC Airplane Challenge by Strange Game Studios. Listen, if they nail the first person, if he nails the first person cockpit view, I'm at like a 6. Because
Yeah.
it's 16v16, man. I'm like, I want to shoot you guys down. I want to fly around with you guys. Well, that's part of the hype. That's why we're not reviewing. We're hyping.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, I don't know.
6.3
I
on
haven't
this one.
seen everything. Yeah, I haven't seen everything. So I'm just gonna say a 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Solid 5.
I'm adjusting my 6.3 to 6.2. Just for you, AJ.
Thank you.
All right, what's next?
Demagnete or Demagnete. I have no fucking idea how to pronounce it.
Demagnete.
Yeah. So far, not seeing anything I'm super excited for. There's a new trailer out there I still haven't found. So I'm at like a 4. Could be a fun
I'm at a
puzzle
4.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 2.5.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Low.
Yeah, no locomotion puzzles. It looks pretty though,
All right, next
but
up,
looking pretty isn't enough.
I'm gonna speed this up a little bit, guys.
It's
Next
what's
up
on the inside.
is Dash
Sorry.
World.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm at a 9.
I'm at a 9 on this. 9.5, dude.
Whoa, 9.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Having played this with 8 players online, multiplayer, voice chat popping,
Mhm.
it is so much fucking fun. You won't want to stop. You'll be shouting at each other. It is really, really cool in multiplayer, and there's a lot of fun stages. I love the power-ups. It just feels right. It is the first Mario Kart style game that is actually really, really good, and I think that's something that we need and people will really like. So
Hey,
yeah,
8.5.
8.5.
Yeah, I'm so excited, man. Cross-play, new maps, new everything. So it's gonna be great.
That's actually right now #1 in the runnings.
Okay, well, how about this? After the Fall is also coming out this summer with 4-player co-op, aim support.
Oh,
See, I'm this is one because it's got kind of a horror vibe to it, and I really want to play through the whole campaign with you guys. I'm kind of at a 9 again. Fingers crossed.
gonna
That it
go
turns out
9.
good.
I gotta go
I'm
low
gonna go-
on this one.
I'm gonna
at a
give
7.
the benefit. I'm gonna give
I'm
the
at a
benefit
7.
of the doubt here.
There's still shit I've seen that makes me question if it's going to be all that we think it's going to be cracked up to be. I remember Arizona Sunshine and the hype around that, and then playing the game itself. And there's stuff I've seen in the character animations and the frame rate of enemies and all this little stuff that I'm feeling like it might not feel right. It might not feel as polished as we think it's gonna.
Yeah.
So I'm at a 7. I'm cautious.
Sure, understandable, man. Like, I mean, all those things are warranted. Real quick, we want to give a shout out to Scott Jesco, PSN Harry Fella, PSVR Game Cat for Life, future past Scott Jesco with £2 donation. Says, Jeremy, when is he being released from the dungeon? So the plan is tomorrow, man. Like, I got to be honest. Like, I don't really have tomorrow's show ready, but Maiden Dreams is supposed to be debuting tomorrow, and I got my fingers crossed that I get my shit together before then. Anything can happen. You guys know the I Expect You to Die daily stream didn't happen. I'm going to get caught up on that at some point, so just try to roll with the punches with me, because I'm trying to roll with the punches myself. All right, guys, so that moves us to Sung in the Smoke survival game by 17-bit. Dude, I'm at a 10 on this. I think this is one of my most anticipated games.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm going to go 9, just 9 for now, because, I mean, I don't know enough about it. But what I know about it is very enticing and mysterious and alluring, I'll say.
Perfect.
So it's definitely got the exciting mystery factor going for it. Like, I don't know what's going to happen when I get out there, but I know it'll be interesting. And just like the idea of all these systems working together, like a real natural world, it could be really cool.
I'm gonna go another 9 here.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, without Brian, we don't know what the next game is. So what do you want to talk about? Oh, I'll do a should we.
It looks
I'll do a
dope as
quick
hell.
should we. So, while Brian's gone. Hey, Brian, you left for too long. I'm doing a should we.
Well,
Hey, you were gone.
that's okay.
So if you guys are into Star Trek, this is really cool. The City on the Edge of Forever. One of the most famous, like well-known original Star Trek series episodes. But they cut so much out of the original script because it's by this dude, Harlan Ellison, who does really fucked up weird sci-fi. And he had like people dealing drugs on the Enterprise and all this shit. And they were like, no, buddy, we can't do that. But it's like the actual original screenplay, like all in comic book form, really nicely illustrated hardcover book. It's pretty cool if you like Star Trek. Anyways, back to the thing. Let's go, Brian. What you got next?
All right, so Windlands 2 coming the end of summer.
This is high levels of hype. This is 9 for me because the co-op shit looks really fun. Maybe 8.5.
8.5. Put me down for that.
I'm gonna say like 8.
8. Gotcha.
Real quick,
next?
Bit Jello Boy 30, the Jiggly Gamer Cat with the $10 tip says just arrived, and gotta say that's quite a thumbnail, Brian. Thank you.
What a
Excited.
thumbnail. That could be good or bad. Who knows?
I don't know.
Quite a thumbnail you got there.
It's just nice to have a little bit of appreciation around here. Either way, excited for the summer to come. Lots of great games and updates. Meow 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 meow. Right back at you. Thank you so much for the generosity, sir. Wanderer.
This is that one. That's like.
That's another 9 for me, man. There's like there's some
Wow.
big hitters here, man. There's some big hitters this summer, and these games all look amazing. And there's a select few. Yeah, another 9 for me.
Wow, I'm not.
Wanderer
nearly
looks
that-
incredible.
I'm not that high up on this one. I mean, it looks great. The environments look cool. I like the traveling through different times and spaces and stuff. But it does look like a series of escape rooms that are just set in different times and places, and not much beyond that. So I don't know how excited I am yet, gameplay wise. Like, it looks gorgeous. I'm at like a 7 on this one.
I'm at a 7 as well. Despite the fact it looks amazing, I feel like everything we've seen so far has been PC footage, and I'm a little bit concerned that all of these rooms are really small. I haven't seen a lot of the exploration elements that I'm looking for. We'll see how it goes. So 7, cautiously optimistic. I know.
Story side of it, and the interactiveness and stuff. And if the story is as good as it looks, it's going to be incredible.
I mean, if it is like
If
very
it
few
is.
games can pull it off. Like The Room of Dark Matter pulls it off. Like it's worthy of being in a top 25, even though it's a game where you're in rooms doing
Right.
room escape shit. Like,
Right.
Dave, is Nihilus Ryan's comment here about Harlan Ellison in regards to your should we?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. 'Cause I saw I have no mouth and I'm screaming. I was like, wait, why are we bringing this up? And now I'm all caught up. Okay.
Yeah, that's the episode he wrote. Then they cut the shit out of it, but still put it on, and it was still one of the best episodes of the
Gotcha.
original series.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
Next
this starts with a guy trying to get his drugs, and the other dude's like, I think he kills him or something. It's pretty dark. I don't know.
Nice. I just love that point and click adventure game from back in the day. It was like super
Oh yeah,
dark.
I have no mouth
Absolutely
when I'm a
loved it.
scream. Yeah.
Yeah, classic.
It's based on his book. Yeah.
Nice. So okay, that takes care of Wander. Now we're up to Arashi, Castles of Sin, the Tenchu inspired.
Ooh.
9.5, baby.
Yeah, baby,
Arashi
this-
hype. Let's go.
I'm gonna do an 8.5 just because. Here's the thing.
This game is the reason I fucking love PlayStations because
Did
you
you
get
just say
random
9.5?
I said 9.5.
Okay.
Don't worry, he's going to change it in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. So for me, it's an 8.5 because I love the style. I love the concept.
Mhm.
But if it disappoints me, I'm going to be really fucking mad.
Yeah.
Okay. Endeavor 1. Because Tenchu is like so close to my heart. And this is like, if it's good, it could really be like the game I'm looking for. If it's clunky, if it's rough around the edges, if it doesn't feel right, if the stealth is off, if the attacks are off, any one of those things could sink it for me.
Yeah.
So I'm
Dude.
very hopeful, but also like, it's not a big team and stuff. It's kind of a small team. So like, I got to keep my expectations in check. I would love to love it, but I'm 8.5.
I'm going to spend hours just petting Haru in this game, and I'll get my money's worth. And I bet, oh, there's a game here, too. Oh, wait, I can do that thing that Scorpion has? Okay. 9.5.
I'm at about an 8, and here's why. Because as much as I love this trailer, as much as I love what I've seen, I need to see kind of some moment-to-moment stuff. I need to see like 30 to
5
40
minutes gameplay.
seconds. I mean, even 30 to 40 seconds of just like, here's
Straight.
somebody just playing, rather than like, here's 5 seconds here and 2 seconds here. And I just need a little bit more to kind of like make me understand how it's going to feel to play it. But
Yeah.
I'm already at an 8, and I think it's only going to go up from there. Also, I'm scared because Endeavor 1's in the chat. No.
Well, of course. No, that's why I spoke to them directly.
No.
Guys, don't fuck this up.
I'm kidding. You guys have seen me. You guys have seen me talk shit directly to developers before. So I think everyone out there understands that I'm just kidding. But I do need to explain to new people that I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Next up is Fracked from End Dreams.
Oh, buddy.
We've
Is
seen
there higher
a
than
lot
10?
of footage.
10.5.
Yeah, right.
10.5 for me on this one.
I'm at a 10. I think this is my first.
Straight
Is this
10.
my first 10?
You gave Song in the Smoke a 10 as well.
Okay, then this is my second 10 because we've seen a lot of footage from this, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, I cannot wait for this game.
It's either 9.5 or 10 for me. I can't
Let's make it a
decide.
10. Let's make it a clean 30.
All right.
Sweet. All right.
All
What's
right.
up next?
30.
Okay, and this one is wild speculation that I think is coming this summer, but it might be pushed off to October. We'll see. Hinge, horror game.
1.
Hinge. I don't know anything about this game.
Nope.
It's
I'm
never
at a-
coming out.
I'm at a 2 because I've never heard of it.
All right, I'm at a 7, but this is just going to be the bottom of the list apparently.
Well,
so
yeah,
let's
for
move
sure.
on
Okay.
because this is pointless to talk about.
What's
You
next?
guys are like, I don't think I've ever heard of this game. Puzzle Bobble.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, this is a
From
tricky one.
Surbios, yeah.
I'm
I'm
going
at
to say 6.
6. Okay.
I'm at a
It's got-
6 too.
it's-
6.
5.5.
Here's the thing. Okay. Well, I'm going to throw this one off a little bit because I'm going like 8 for this one. Just because it's gotten good reviews on the platforms it's already out on.
Mhm.
I have always loved Puzzle Bobble, Bubble Bobble, Bust a Move, whatever it's called in its various forms. And it looks like cute, fun. I don't know. It might be interesting to interact with 3D puzzles in that way. Like we don't really have a game like that with a 3D puzzle aspect to it. That's really good. So I'm giving this an 8. I want to play Puzzle Bobble VR.
Okay.
Damn
I'm
it.
seeing zeros in the
Puzzle.
Eh, all
zeros, 3s, 5s.
shit,
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
the chat's
guys-
been all over the place the entire time. There's been people like that are just shitting on awesome games. I mean, we'll see who turns out to be right, man. We'll see. I'm,
Oh,
I'm
man.
curious. All right.
Oh, it's not that it's going to be good or great. It's that I'm
You're excited.
hyped to play it.
Right, right.
It's
Yeah,
my
and that's
hype
what we're
level to
doing
play
here
it.
for sure.
It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful,
Yeah.
and and it looks like I want to be in that environment.
Yeah,
with
just
those
hanging out with Bub
adorable,
and Bob.
yeah, Bub and Bob and stuff like right in front of you and stuff in VR. It might be really cool.
All right. Brings us to I Expect You to Die 2.
Ooh,
Yeah.
7.
wow. Okay.
So I really hate saying this, but I'm with you at a 7, only because I'm nervous it's just going to feel
More
like
of the
just
same.
more DLC, and as great as that is, it's more DLC, more stuff, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've played enough. I Expect You to Die. Like, I don't need more of the same.
Yeah.
But if they spice it up and they add some new stuff to the formula,
Yep.
and as long as they come up with an intro that's as good as the intro they had in the first game, I'm at least going to have to give them
They've
points for
already
that,
shown
'cause
it.
That's one of the best. Oh, I didn't see it. I don't
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to
yeah.
see it, actually.
Oh,
I don't
don't
want to
yet.
see it.
Don't ruin it.
I want to save it for VR.
All right.
But fuck it. I guess I'll do like a 7 also.
Yeah, I
3,
did,
7.
and
that one.
I feel like Shell is going to surprise us. I feel like that they know what they're doing over there. They're always on top of their game, and so I feel like there's going to be some cool shit that like we haven't seen yet from the trailers, and that'll make it feel more like a sequel than DLC. But we'll see.
This is
Right
one I
now, I
hope to
haven't
be
seen it.
surprised by. Yeah.
Then we have Republic VR by Camouflage.
So knowing that this has been out for a while and that it started on kind of lesser, more mobile-based platforms, and even there it was reviewed like pretty well, but it was like the only game trying to do that at the time, like this kind of stealth campaign, storyline-driven kind of thing. There wasn't really much out there that was polished. So Camouflage kind of were the first ones in that market, and so I see why they're still selling this thing because it, at the time it did really well. And it got decent reviews. I think it's going to be old VR, though. Unless they really spruced it up somehow and, like, brought it into 2021, I'm thinking this is going to feel like a 2016 game.
Yeah.
So I'm, I like Camouflage as a dev studio. But even Iron Man had faults, plenty of them. So I'm like a 6, maybe?
I'm with you
6.5?
here. I think about a 6. It looks like it has some intriguing things. Yeah.
I guess I'm still
6.
buying the limited run edition of it. Anyways.
I'm totally going to try to buy the limited run version,
Yeah.
but I'm at a 4 because I played the flat screen version for the first couple hours and was like not into it, and I just don't know if VR is going to save this one for me. But I'm going to play through the entire thing in VR and let you guys know if it's changed my mind. But yeah, I'm at like a 4 right now. It's just not my style.
I'm intrigued by the stealth action kind of stuff going on, and if hopefully it's like intense, and if so, I'll like it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna skip over a bunch of stuff that like is sort of unknowns that are gonna be on the bottom of the list anyway, and I'm gonna just add 2 more to the list here, and that's Powder.
Bully your father?
No, Powder, the skiing / snowboarding / wingsuit game.
I'll give that. Let's see. I like the concept. I mean, I want a game like this.
Yeah.
We all want a game like this.
Yeah.
AJ, I know this is kind of cutting into your lane here. This is a direct competitor to
Right?
Dream Borders. So I know you can't give it a high rating.
-2.
Yeah. You got to poison the well here a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've always liked snowboarding and like snow sports games. I'm less interested in the wingsuiting and the skiing just because Rush already did wingsuiting better than anybody else is probably gonna. And
true.
so I don't know if they'll pull that off because they won't have the fun environments Rush has, like volcanoes and all this shit. It's just like going down a snowy mountain. It looks like.
Yeah.
So I don't know, 5.5.
I'm at a 6.
Yeah, I'll give it 6 too because I love the concept of snowboarding and stuff, but I don't feel like this is the best looking thing we could be getting.
Yeah.
I don't know why the game looks really yellow to me. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Everything
it
looks
does.
like it's covered in piss.
Looks like
Yeah,
it
they
has a
peed on all
filter
the snow. Peed on all the snow.
Like a weird
Brian, this
graphics
isn't a
filter or
summer
something.
game though. What do we do it here?
No.
It's supposed to come out in summer.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to come out this summer?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's not gonna
again,
happen.
it's we'll see what happens, kind of thing.
Supposed
Okay.
to.
And-
Supposed to.
In
come out
this last one, I'm going to put on the list too is definitely like a we'll see. Ionia, Rhythm of the Universe.
Ooh.
Yeah, this was like a Q4, kind of Q3. It's bounced back and forth, I think, and and
It's not coming out this summer, I guarantee.
Yeah,
I'll give that a 7.5.
I'm at an 8.
Okay.
Yeah,
guys,
it looks like it could be really good.
I'm at a 7.
All right, guys. So do you want to throw the 3 pieces of big DLC onto this as well, or do you just want to do the big games?
You talking about Tetris Effect Connected, or
we got Connected, Pistol Whip, and Aftershocks.
I mean that doesn't.
All right.
I mean, Connected, you should be hyped about because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we could do.
There's a free beta right now, so like you could just be playing it.
And I think all 3 pieces of DLC are free, right? So I mean, it's like we don't.
Yeah, let's just stick to the games.
Okay. So what's the Excel spreadsheet, man? Yeah, let's figure this out.
Let me sort it out. I'm gonna sort it out here. Sort by.
Oh, thank you, Triangulators. This Dream Borders look better. I'll make a new Dream Borders level for you, Triangulator. Thank you. I want to make one that actually does look like super VR as fuck.
All right, you ready for the top 5?
Let's do it.
All right. Top 5 are number 1 is Fracked, coming in with a full 30 points.
Nice.
Maximum hype level all across the board. Yeah. Number 2, Song in the Smoke, coming in with 28. Nice. Pretty high up there. Then Dash Dash World with 27. Very, very hyped for that one. Arashi's at a 26, mostly because of you guys. And then After the Fall is at 25. So those are our top 5. Fracked, Song in the Smoke, Dash Dash World, Arashi, and After the Fall. I'll give you the bottom 5 too.
Oh, Jesus.
The worst was Wind with 8 points. Hinge right after that. Sorry, Brian, your 7 didn't help. Then we've got Down and Out, Demagnete, and Gravitational. Those are our bottom 5. And actually, Republique is almost at the bottom of that too. It's kind of low. But
Craziness.
Good list, guys.
But those that top 5 though, that's some good shit.
Oh yeah. Sniper Elite. I'm
surprised
it came in below Windlands. Actually, funny enough.
I'm surprised. I know it's not summer, but again, like having stuff, some of these like Hinge and Powder, and then not having Zenith, and I feel like Zenith is maybe closer than 2 of those. So
I would say we're not going to see Zenith this year.
Oh, you don't think so?
Not a chance.
No. I thought it was already listed for Q3, but okay.
Oh, dude, I will buy you 7 pizzas if it comes out in Q3.
All right, deal.
David Moore, put it on the list. All right.
7 pizzas, David.
All right. So, wow, we were supposed to end that at 6:23, according to the timestamps you put here, which was 25 minutes ago.
All right, guys. So we're gonna move right along then, and we're gonna talk a little bit about this PSVR 2 Developer Summit that's happening on August 3rd. I don't know if this is supposed to be public knowledge or not, but it's public knowledge to us now. And
you didn't sign an NDA, did you?
I did not. But I've been talking to some people behind the scenes, and it's a virtual summit, and it seems like they're finally extending this thing to people outside of Sony's first party. I feel like when they said dev kits are going out for PSVR 2, they sent them to all the first party studios, right? But now this is going to be for people like smaller teams, indie teams, single A.
Yeah.
People who haven't really gotten it yet. That's all the information we have right now. It's like
that's cool though. I mean, something is going on behind the scenes. One thing that's not on our run of show, but I want to mention quickly is that since our last show, I think Housemarque was announced as a Sony first-party studio. Now they got purchased by Sony. I always love to bring up the fact that there was a rumored version of Nex Machina VR back in the day, and the fact that Sony now owns them makes me think that we might see something from Housemarque in VR at some point. When I DM'd them about it, they were always very coy. They would say, "Oh, we don't have anything to announce yet or right now." They never said we're not working on it, we're not interested. They just say nothing to say at the moment. And so that makes me think, in the back of my mind, we might see a Housemarque VR game, which would kick ass.
I keep tweeting at White Moon Dreams because they helped work on Returnal. And I was like, guys, you have to get Returnal to PSVR 2. And every time I do that, they retweet it. Yeah. Like, I don't know if they're trying to get like others to notice it or something, but man, I fear a little bit that by that time it's kind of like old news, but I don't know. I don't think I still think it should happen. The only way that shouldn't happen is if something better can come along in the future, and like that's the only way I think something else should go on. But otherwise, yes, give me Returnal in VR, please. The game's amazing.
Yeah, first person VR. I just
can't even imagine it.
That's what I want.
Dashing and
pretty
all
much
the
anything else.
Bullet hell and yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So good.
All right, you guys, we're gonna kind of skip around a little bit here. We are gonna go right to the new Sniper Elite details that we got, and
So it's not just details. We got a gameplay video again from Upload VR, courtesy of Jamie Feltham, our boy over there.
that's right.
Who's still playing on the PC VR version. So that's what you'll see if Brian's showing a video here in the corner.
Indeed.
New 7-minute video of one sniper nest level, which is different than what we saw before, which was kind of like a campaign. You walked through the level, picked different cover spots. This is like a stationary kind of mission. And then he kind of went through the thing where we were complaining last time about, the UI is covering everything up and you can't follow the bullet to the guy and the X-ray cam's not what I want.
Right.
That was all just options that he didn't have turned on. So no worries there. I think we're all pretty much solid on the options and it has everything we want to see.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the actual gameplay we saw in this 7-minute clip here?
This was, for me, this was the complete opposite from what happened on Monday. This is, the music was going, we weren't traversing these kind of like big empty environments. Weren't terribly concerned about, covering our ass with shooting during a loud noise segment kind of thing. This is just like pure sniping action, and this has me way more excited. Again, like it felt, the tension seemed high because a lot of people are shooting at you. We've got the you can see he's like trying to stay steady. He's trying to like calm his nerves and take a solid shot. Like this just feels like, to me, this brings the tension that I wanted from the last gameplay footage that we saw. This excites me way more than what we saw last time.
Kind of with you there.
Okay.
I'm so excited. The first thing I saw was all the menu, all the icons and stuff were gone. There was just a little highlight of stuff that when you can interact with it, and I was like, thank you. The second thing I saw was the X-ray shot. It flies you down to the target, and it looked actually a little bit closer with the X-ray. The X-ray shots with you riding the bullet down looked fucking awesome, and I was really happy about that. The third thing is that this was, just like Brian said, pure sniping gameplay. It's Sniper Elite. I wanted to see more sniping, and I like stealth and everything. I do. But it's Sniper Elite. That's what I want to lead with. That's what I want to see first. That's what is most important to me, first and foremost. Now, that being said, I would like to see, I can't wait to see longer distance sniping stuff, because it still felt like maybe some of this was a little close ranged. And there was also like, it was a bird's nest. He was stuck up there. In reality, they'd bring out a tank and just shoot that thing and you'd be dead. Usually sniping, the art of sniping is about, sniping and then moving to a new spot and stuff. So some of the gameplay, I was still like, okay, like little things. But overall, this made me so much happier to see just the core fundamentals of like the immersion and the experience and stuff. I was a lot happier about that stuff.
So I'm going to be the odd man out here and say that this made me less hype, appreciably less hype about the game, because if a lot of it is like this, that's less exciting to me. I prefer when I'm walking through a level, even if it's not, the most well-populated or like fleshed out kind of thing, I'd prefer to go through a world, take cover here, decide to change guns here, have a guy rushing me from here, kill him, go back to stealth, wait for the right timing. That to me is way more fun than in this footage, literally. There is no tension. There is no gameplay other than just pointing at a guy who's far away and sniping him, and then moving to the next guy who's far away and sniping him. They're taking pot shots at you, but sort of like you don't seem to be in much real danger. Nobody's shooting tanks or grenade launchers or any shit at you.
Well, he was getting shot at, and he was taking damage, and he was having to back up and stuff.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's sort of like, first of all, if I'm a sniper and there's some dude on the ground who shouldn't even know that I'm there yet because I haven't shot anybody, he's shooting machine gun bullets at me and somehow they hit me from like 300 feet down and he's aiming up at a guy on the roof. Like, I really don't buy that shit. Like, he shouldn't have been getting hit in the first place. But what it looked like was just like moving from target to target to target. Nothing was changing in the level. Like, there was no progression. It was just like shoot guys for 6 minutes and then it abruptly ends. And it's just like some guy says like, yeah, we decided to take our losses and go. And then it just fades, and then it's like mission complete. And there is no like there's no start to finish of the mission. It's just him sitting in one spot, moving slightly left and right, sniping guys, doing the same thing over and over. And I got tired of the kill cam because I was like, again, really? This is slowing down the gameplay. It's like, if I can get tired of the kill cam in that segment in 7 minutes, I'll probably end up turning it way down. And also just like, this doesn't look fun gameplay wise to me because I don't want to stand in one spot and keep doing the same action over and over again if it's not pushing something forward, if there's nothing changing on the battlefield, if it's just an action that I'm repeating for 7 minutes, there's no tension, there's no excitement. That's not the fun gameplay loop I want. I'd rather do the stealth thing and go through and try to hide and, you know, pick a spot and move from here to there. And like, that's more of a game to me. And I hope it's way more that than it is the sniper nest stuff. Because if it's a lot of the sniper nest shit, I'm not as interested by any means.
So we've seen both sides of it then. Like you were more interested in the stuff that's happening in the last video. We're more interested in the stuff that's happening in this video. And that's perfect because it's both. Because both are definitely in the game. Right? They're both taken directly from the game. So that's really good.
And there's supposed to be also early things. I'm wondering if this is maybe like a teaching you the first time you get to snipe in the game or something. Maybe that's why it's like that, you know? Could be. But,
yeah, we'll see.
You know, that's one thing we didn't point out either is like using the scope. Like being able to render that scope. A lot of games haven't been able to do that properly. And so I am happy to see that, like, you know, the sniping is very much like looking through the scope and everything seems, for the most part, I didn't notice any big performance hit or anything. But yeah.
Well, one thing I'm seeing in chat real quick is that people are like, oh, I think Dave just realized this is a sniper game. And it's like, oh, so you want less sniping in a sniping game? That's not what I'm saying. You're clearly sniping in the first gameplay reveal we saw, except for you're doing what a real sniper would do is move from position to position and going. That's more like actual sniping than standing in one spot and taking pot shots for 7 minutes.
Yeah,
so
but this
I knew
could
it was
be
a sniper game. Like,
this could be a story moment where it's like, that is the mission where you're up there
if
in
that was
that
a
bird's
story
nest
beat,
and
it didn't land because I didn't get anything from that.
Yeah,
the guy says something at the beginning about, oh, we got to do some shit, and then at the end he's like, we had to take our losses and leave, and like, that's it.
Well, we'll see in context though. We don't know what happened before this video and what happens after this video. Like maybe in context, like I feel like I took the first video pretty out of context myself. So I can't wait to see how it all plays together. If it does feel like just a bunch of we know that this is all being told. It's like a story that's being told retrospectively. So it does seem like this is going to be like, hey, here's a scene where this happens, and here's a scene where this happens. And so I saw somebody in the chat say this does seem like a little bit more of like a PSVR experience, even no matter how long it lasts.
Yeah, wave shooter with a sniper rifle.
Yeah, right. So, but again, that's something we won't really know until we get our hands on it and play through the entire campaign and have like a feel for like how the entire thing goes.
If those missions are, peppered throughout, I don't have any issue with that. Like I wouldn't mind. I'm just saying this because we've only seen 2 styles of gameplay, and I don't know which one's prevalent. We have no way of knowing which one's like the meat of the game.
My big takeaway here was seeing, more sniping gameplay, but I'm with you in that you typically do want to be moving around, stealthing around. They did say, they've advertised it several times that you can play through an entire level or something without like sneaking through, like without being noticed and stuff. So
well, not the one they just showed us there. I don't imagine.
Not the one
you just stay undercover the whole time. No one shoots at you. Just wait out.
And 7 minutes pass, and they're like, we had to cut our losses and leave.
My big takeaway here was the UI being gone. Like all that UI immersion breaking stuff for me was gone, and then writing the X-ray bullet was there, and those things I really liked. So. As for the game itself, I obviously got to wait to play it, but those little things, those were like, even before I jumped in, those would have been a problem, but I'm glad to see that those are optional. They have tons of options in this game, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
I'll say the last thing that I'm going to be kind of contrarian about is that I didn't love the look of the bullet writing in the X-ray cam.
Really?
I was a little underwhelmed. Yeah, I was a little underwhelmed. It goes by so quick, and I thought you'd be riding the bullet instead of being the bullet. It puts you in the blinders mode, and you go like very briefly whooshunk to the guy, and then it's just like over real quick. And like, I don't know, I feel like when I played Zombie Army 4, it was fun to be like, oh, we're riding the fucking thing. Oh, there it goes, bam! And it was more of an experience. This didn't really hit me the same way. That said, I haven't seen it in the headset, so maybe the 3D effects of the body exploding and like maybe
to me, I tried to put myself in the headset, like visualizing what it would be like, and I was like, oh, that would be so cool in the headset. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is cool, man, because like we've had some very, very differing opinions, different thoughts on this over the course of the last 2 days, and the next time we have new opinions on it will be our own from having actually played it. So this game is right around the corner, guys. So be very, very excited to find out what it's all about. But moving on, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here, guys, and talk about the news that we just got from Cluj Interactive about Synth Riders. We talked about this a little bit earlier in the show. We finally get a release date, as we said, July 27th, I believe. It's coinciding with like 2 other games. But how do you guys feel about the fact that there will not be any online multiplayer on day one? It is coming out.
Big bummer.
Patching it
That
in
is a
ASAP.
huge bummer.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate patching in ASAP because Beat Saber still doesn't have fucking multiplayer.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
don't think
come
it's
in
gonna
like
be the same
January or
story.
February.
Maybe
if
though.
they get it in fast, that's great. I mean, otherwise though, for me, the big draw is multiplayer. I'm not going to spend much time with this otherwise. And that's me. I mean, other people do like the single player, but the thing that got me into the game 100% was multiplayer. And so without that, I would say wait until it gets multiplayer, probably.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I liked this game before trying the multiplayer, but I didn't love it. But I really, really liked it, and I did keep coming back to it a little bit. Like, hey, let me. It was easy to pick up and play. I think there was some cool. It's got great music and stuff. It's got a great selection of music to switch through. But multiplayer was the thing that made me go, whoa, this is incredible. This is such an amazing experience with multiplayer. It completely changed the game. So disappointing for sure, but I'm hopeful that they will get the multiplayer in there. Like you said, hopefully it doesn't take too long because it really is the best part of this game. Gameplay wise, without the multiplayer, I kind of like, because I am a big sword fanatic, I like Beat Saber's slicing and stuff more. Just the visceral gameplay of it, the gameplay I like more. But when you throw in the multiplayer, then it was just like a whole nother story because you can send attacks to each other. It was honestly, I've said this before, it's kind of like a Mario Kart experience where you can send attacks to each other and all this different stuff, and they're goofy attacks and they change and they warp, the notes come at you warp speed and they start coming from the sky and up and down and change colors and all this stuff, and it gets really, really fun. Delirium Juice says Synth Riders.
The Mario Kart of rhythm games. When you play it like that.
Yeah.
Zakataka in the chat says, has Synth Riders released a music list? It's actually every song that's already currently available in Synth Riders, which is a lot of stuff. And they've been going for, so I think one thing, AJ, you kind of briefly mentioned it, but the music is going to be what gets people excited about this. Because if you play Beat Saber and you play Audica and you play, all the stuff that we got, and you think, man, I like the gameplay, but I wish there were songs in here that I liked, that I knew that I wanted to play. Yeah. It's rare in Beat Saber to get those. You'll get an artist you like with all their new songs that you don't like. Yeah. And with this one, they've got some really classic, there's a punk one that has Bad Religion, Offspring, all these people. There's they've got Muse, if you're into Muse, Radiohead knockoff bands.
Love Muse. And the Muse one has a Muse. It's like an experience where it's not just like a traditional thing that the stuff comes at you and you hit them. It actually takes you on kind of this really intense visually experience while you play through the game or while you play through the track. That's really cool. Also, like you said, just big fan of Muse, big fan of punk rock. And I'm a big fan of synthwave too.
And I shouldn't tell you guys this because I want to win, but I'll tell you anyways. If you go to Synth Riders website and you sign up for an email to be sent to you on the day of release, just like a reminder email, they're picking 10 people who sign up for that list to get all the music packs for free.
Nice.
At launch, which is a lot of stuff. I mean, that's a decent money value. So go ahead, put your email address in. I put mine in because I'd love to have all this stuff for free. And Bryan, the cool thing to note is that when we do get multiplayer, if you own a music pack, you can let other people play with you, and they don't have to own it.
Nice.
Which is really nice. So if you have a friend who wins that contest or buys all the shit, just play multiplayer with that guy, and you got the whole song packs.
Bryan, we haven't heard your take on this yet.
I'm the one guy that hasn't played Synth Riders of the three of us, and probably of the people in the chat too. And I've been kind of holding off. Knew it was coming to PSVR. I was like, let's get my groove on when that happens. And it doesn't look exciting from outside of VR, but I'm excited from what everyone has told me, especially when everyone has been making the Mario Kart comparisons when it comes to multiplayer, and I love that. So excited for that. So when it drops, I'm gonna play the crap out of it for a week, and hopefully get a little bit good at it, and then put it on the back burner until multiplayer shows up, and that's generally how things kind of have to happen around here. So I'm excited for the game to finally get here. I'm sad that things are difficult. It's just really difficult for smaller devs to get multiplayer going in PSVR games, because Sony's so strict about the way things have to work. So it's unfortunate, but they got to do what they got to do. So I don't know.
It's like kind of a similar approach to what they did with Quest. Like, I don't think Quest launched with multiplayer, if that's right. I don't know.
They added it later. I mean, when I played it originally on my Quest, it did not have multiplayer, and I panned it. I bounced off it. I wasn't interested.
Yeah, that's the only.
They also didn't have all the cool song packs at that point either. So.
Right. And typically we say, okay, we don't mind waiting to get these games later because they get the full package, and then they come to us at a higher price. So, it's $25 on Quest. If it's $25, I'm hoping that it has a launch discount or something. Because I don't think it's going to be for everybody without multiplayer. But once it gets multiplayer, it is like game on.
Yeah.
But the game itself, I still enjoyed it single player. But yeah, multiplayer just makes it next level stuff.
Real quick, got to scroll up a little bit here to find this one. But Mark Pringles left us a €5. It's £5. I forgot for a minute. And he asks, with flat screen PS5 games coming in at $69.99, do you think PSVR 2 games will be similarly priced? What do you guys think about that question?
I'm going to say I hope so. And when I say I hope so, I mean I want AAA games that are the quality of flat screen AAA PS5 games coming to PlayStation VR frequently enough, and that actually qualify for that price point. So yes, I do think that's going to happen. But I also think that there's still going to be somewhat few and far between for the first year or so. I don't think we're going to get a ton of AAA games. But I'm willing to pay $70 to be getting AAA games. We've been complaining for fucking 5 years. Too many indie games, not enough full-fledged games, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Fucking, we're ready for them. We're ready for these full-fledged games. And if they are brand new AAA VR games, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and finally pay for them.
I think they'll be on a similar scale pricing wise. I think we're going to see a lot more 30s and 40s than 20s and 30s than we're seeing right now. But I don't think they're going to hit 70 right out the gate because we're still not at a point, even when PSVR 2 launches, where there's going to be games that people think, on my VR, this is worth $70 because we're all used to a different pricing scale where the best games cost $50,
right? Maximum.
Mostly,
usually 40, right? It was just crazy.
40. So I think we'll add 10 to everything, just like the flat games did. I think we'll just add 10 on top. So if it was going to be a $40 or $50 game, it'll be a $50 or $60 game, that sort of thing.
And if that means that it's a, better quality, like you said, more closer to a AAA quality game, and I think reviews at that point, if that is the case, reviews are going to be more important than ever, if that does happen.
Right. So subscribe, click like, and just to clarify, if the games don't go up in quality, I'm not for this $10 next gen tax just because it happens to be on PlayStation 5 and PSVR 2. I'm not in favor of that whatsoever. If the games are worth $70, I'm happy to pay $70, and that's where I'm coming from with that. I don't think as great as Returnal is, still feels like a $60 game to me because mentally I haven't made that leap. I've made the leap where okay, all new games are $70 now. If it came out on PlayStation 4, I'd be like, yep, this is a $60 game. But here we are.
If Returnal was in VR, I'd
$100.
70 for that every single time. If it was
100 is how much they had to pay in Australia and in other countries. Actually, I looked up buying it early, and it was even converting for conversion rates. It was $100 to buy Returnal, which is insane. Other countries are getting screwed more than we are. But I think one thing to keep in mind too is that $70 price point is for Sony-backed, first-party, big, heavy hitter, system show-off games. And eventually, Yeah, and so I just bought Scarlet Nexus for $50. That's not a Sony first-party game. It's a PS5 game. It looks good, but it's not 70. It's 50.
Well,
and so, like, there will still be games that aren't the full, whatever the top end of the spectrum is. We'll still see plenty of $25, $35 games, I think.
Here's what I'll add to that. You paid $50 for Scarlet Nexus. Like,
physical.
Let's start putting a $10 VR tax on flat screen games where you get the flat screen and VR version all on the same disc. Like, you want to do an automatic $10 VR tax? Fucking great. Every game, add $10 to it and make it VR and flat screen. Give it to us. Give it all to us, man. We need some variety. All right, guys, real quick here. I want to talk about Dinosaur Island VR.
Oh God!
Really quickly.
You don't want to see that for Friday?
If you guys, if you guys have not checked out my live stream from earlier today, check it out because it is an abomination. It's coming to North America soon, and it's probably going to be. It could very well be $15 to $20 because I paid £13, and that translates to like $17. So go check out.
You beat it in 45 minutes, right?
Beat it in 45 minutes. There was really nothing else to unlock, nothing else to do. There were no things that make rail shooters fun. Like crates with like extra health or like power ups or whatever. Nothing. And everything was. The whole thing was really boring. It looked nice enough, but the environments were like this big. We're over in seconds. So just a warning, guys. Go watch the live stream. Do not spend the money when it comes out. That's all I have to say about that.
Well, good. No, I don't have to play it. Thank you.
Yeah,
you're very, very welcome. And finally,
I'll be honest. It did look kind of enticing, though.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to playing it. But
Brian, real quick, what was up with that player 1, player 2 thing? Did you notice that in the top right corner?
You can play 3 players locally.
How?
You die, you pass the headset to the guy next to you. That's literally all it is.
Oh, that's so dumb. Nothing. I thought they were playing with controllers like on the TV or something.
Yeah, as far as I know, that's all it is. I didn't try it, but like it is very bare bones, so I wouldn't expect anything from the multiplayer.
My assumption based on the title of the game was that it was from the same people who made Space Explorer VR and Horror Adventure VR because it's so fucking.
It's infinitely better than both of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the best thing you can say about it, probably.
And the worst thing I can say about Space Explorer and Horror Adventure. All right, guys. What's up?
Oh, I had one thing I want to squeeze in real quick because it was on our lineup, but we skipped it. But it's a 2-second thing. If you guys had not had a chance to play the Tetris Effect Connected Beta yet, the multiplayer, it is now free for everybody because they were having issues with disc owners and all this stuff. So if you don't own the game or if you have it on disc, you can now play it, and it's super fun. You got until like July 5th. Definitely hop in with some friends. It's super worth it.
There's an event Saturday too.
Yeah, last week's event was really fun. It was a new mode that you could play, like 3v1. So yeah, definitely hop in and check that out.
All right, guys, that brings us to the final segment of our show, which is PSVR 20 questions. And today's host is AJ. How do I get this backwards, man? AJ's supposed to be Monday. Dave's supposed to be Wednesday. Here we are, Wednesday, and it's AJ's turn. I don't know. Who puts me in charge of stuff?
This is when we leave you to your own devices.
Nice. AJ, do you have a game picked out?
I do have a game picked out. I was fucking prepared today.
Wow, prepared. That is fantastic. All right. Well, then, let me put 6 minutes up on the clock, and we're going to get this show started ASAP. It's the end of the show. We're getting the show started. Here we go. Dave, we're going to win this one, all right?
Absolutely.
All right, just making sure we're on the same page. Go.
Oh, 100%.
Does it have move support?
Yes.
All right. Does it support the aim controller?
No.
All right.
Can you also use the DualShock 4?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So, are there puzzles in this game?
No.
Okay.
Is it a horror game?
No.
Do you shoot things?
Yes.
Okay. So you have move controllers and you shoot things. That's what we know.
Okay. Is it sci-fi themed?
No.
Let me try to nail the developer.
Maybe.
Where's your head at?
Shit. I'm trying to think.
You want to talk about locomotion?
Is it story driven? Is it story driven, or is it like a series of? Is it like a wave shooter? Or is it story driven?
Story driven.
Story driven. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, story driven. Yeah.
Story driven. To some degree. To a certain degree.
Story driven.
Has this developer made other PSVR games?
No.
Okay. Okay, let's review so far. So far, we know that this developer's only made one game, only move controllers. You shoot stuff, and there is a story.
Okay.
Oh shit! I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't counting.
Hold on, I got you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this will be the 10th
9,
question.
thank you. Okay, I've got it now.
Okay.
You had one job.
Is there weapon variety in the game? Do you unlock weapons, or do you just start with something and then just use it?
Yeah, there's weapon variety.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I mean, would you call this a wave shooter?
Would I call it a wave shooter? No.
Could someone call it a wave
right.
shooter? Oh, he won't answer that one. Okay.
Okay. You want to cover a locomotion system?
Yeah.
Decepticons, it's guns and stories.
Does it have locomotion?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it have full locomotion?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess I should ask that.
But okay. Full locomotion, weapon variety. It's got a story. You shoot stuff with only move controllers. It's the only game developers have made.
Do you also have a sword
Ooh, good question.
of some type? A saber made of
no.
light? Okay. Because there is shooting in Vader Immortal.
Okay.
A saber made of light.
A laser sword?
Let's see. Let's take a look at the chat here. Let's see.
Oh,
LC.
I like Year-Long
255
Shadows'
2.
this question.
Yeah. Year-Long Shadows. Do you pretend to ride?
Pretend to ride a.
I mean, that would be a pretty obvious one if we got it.
It can't be Sirento because there's fucking no story in that game. It can't be.
There's
can't,
kind of a basic. They
yeah,
kinda give you
but
a
we
little bit.
would not answer that question with affirmatively though. If during a 20 question game, it can't be Farpoint because there's DualShock 4 support in that game, and this only has move support.
Do you pretend to ride a pony in this game?
I'm not answering that.
Why not?
Is that a real question?
Yes.
It only
What
eliminates
game
one
has
game.
you-
Well,
What
okay,
game
fine.
has you?
Hop along the
You don't remember
Badlands?
Hop Along the Badlands?
Oh,
That's
okay.
a move controller game where I think you have a gun,
I'll
right?
give you a
You shoot
freebie and
stuff.
say no. It's
Okay.
not Hop Along
It's not
the
Hop.
Badlands.
Damn it. Okay.
That one doesn't count.
Man, we got to get a feel for this. It's not sci-fi. It's not horror. There's not puzzles. Like we got to figure out what else you're doing in this game other than shooting
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, Blood and Truth has DS4 support. True.
Yeah.
Ooh, Iron Man. Does Iron Man actually fit into this?
I said guns, though, didn't I?
You said you
What did I
shoot
say?
stuff, and then we said weapon variety. And there's is this tied to a license of any kind?
Yes.
Well, Camouflage already
Whoa,
made
whoa,
another
whoa.
VR game, though. Oh, well,
No, not
Oh,
the
wait, hold
PSVR game. It is tied to a license.
not yet, I guess. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do a license.
Yes.
So let's narrow this down. So
Do you fly around in the air?
Yes.
Oh boy, Brian, I think we're on the right track here. Are the loading screens insanely long?
No.
Oh, well.
No.
Okay, hold on. Okay, wait. It's tied to a license. You can fly around in the air. You shoot stuff. There's full locomotion. Good variety of weapons. Narrative driven. It's tied to a license. What other licenses? I mean, it's obviously not Saints and Sinners or Onslaught because you can't fly around in the air in those games.
Couldn't be Squadrons. 'cause
Ryan
you
says,
have-
"Isn't everything a license once it's made?"
That doesn't really help our question
You're
and
at
answer
17
period.
or you're on question number 18.
God damn.
I mean, yeah. I mean, does Squadrons fit this? Because we only
No,
have.
because we asked DualShock, didn't we?
That's right.
He said no
It's
DualShock.
only got move support.
Yeah.
We're about out of time, guys.
The timer doesn't count. You said that a million times.
That's true. That's very true.
You fly around in the air using the move controllers only. You shoot things.
It's tied to a license, Dave. This is our biggest.
Tied to a license.
This is our biggest clue yet, and like, because there's not that many games that are tied to a license. Wait.
I mean,
does Ultra Wings fit all this? No, Ultra Wings isn't tied to a
No.
license. God damn it.
No. Yeah. I mean, Iron Man seems like the obvious one, but it's not Iron Man from what I can tell because I asked the
Right.
loading screen question.
Yeah. This is gonna kill me.
It's a licensed PSVR game. You fly
It's
around.
move support too.
Controllers.
Come on, somebody in the chat has to have this.
I
Ask
don't
it.
fucking know, man.
Tied to
Somebody
a...
said Planet of the Apes.
Okay, wait, hold on a second. Let's figure out how many questions we have left.
2 or something.
Shit. I thought there was a tree falling in my front yard. It was lightning. It was thunder.
I mean, just as
Lightning
scary.
can cause a tree to fall over too.
Right.
Um,
Okay, are you okay? Let's figure out if this flying comes from a vehicle. Oh, I like Onikaze's answer. Are you in a vehicle in this game?
No.
No.
I think Onikaze has it, man. I think it's got to be the Spider-Man Far From Home experience. Because
Weapon
it's
variety? Weapon variety in Spider-Man Far From Home? No.
Let's see what else. No, it's no narrative. It's not narrative driven.
I might need to change one of my answers.
Oh, you better. Which one?
The loading screen one.
It's fucking Iron Man. God damn it. It's
Is it
fucking Iron Man.
Iron Man?
It's Iron Man.
What? How did you answer no
Right,
on the
because
loading
our
screen?
biggest negative.
The loading screen.
And it
Oh my
still
God, but
sucks.
That's the one thing that everybody
It's not
says
insane.
about the
You
game.
said-
No,
Is it
it's still
ridiculously insanely long?
It's still
I
insanely
have
long.
proof. I have proof, dude. The entire chat was saying Iron Man. You were like,
Well, but you
yes,
threw
yes,
us off
yes.
with that
And you said, I know, but you said, does it have insanely bizarre,
still does.
crazy load times?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
not
still-
in my experience. I just streamed it the other day.
Wow. All right.
Congratulations.
Then why did you
got it
have
right.
to change the answer if you were right the whole
I mean, I couldn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't because to me it doesn't have. Does it still have insanely long loading screens?
Yes. As
Because
it does.
I
I did a
just-
side-by-side comparison where it's still fucking ridiculous. All right. Okay. They improved it, and even on the PS5, like playing on the PS5 with the patch, it's still like fucking way too long. It's like.
Oh, yeah, no, and you can't
It's
say
not. It's not absurdly, insanely long.
But-
It was fine.
AJ, he was asking the question to narrow it down to Iron Man. It's like,
Yeah,
that's
clearly,
like, that's
obviously.
clearly
But
asking, is it
you were
Iron Man?
getting
And you're like,
cutesy with
no.
it, and it cost you. It almost cost you everything.
And
Wow.
also, I want to say that you have to change the answer about flying in a vehicle because that's not his body. That's a fucking
Yeah.
vehicle.
Well, but again, we
that's
were
a-
asking to find out if it was Iron Man, like, and it was.
Yeah.
So
But still, like, I would consider his thing a vehicle. Technically, it's a vehicle. It is a vehicle. He doesn't fly on his own.
The host is supposed to be answering the questions in order to help the other two people get to the answer. And so I would say no, it's not a vehicle. It's a suit. But it's not a
Right,
vehicle,
exactly.
like a helicopter or a plane or a car,
yeah.
right? DeLorean, right? So anyway, fucking.
Anyways.
Fun as always. Thank you guys so
Yeesh.
much. We're running definitely long. All the cats out there, thank you so much for hanging out for this extended episode. Listen, I want to give a quick shout out to Miles Dyer, who runs our Instagram account. I want to give a shout out to Sci-Fi Game Cat Henry, who puts all the timestamps into these shows. So if you don't want to watch the whole thing, you don't have to. It happens about 12 hours after the fact. We also want to give a shout out to all of our moderators who not only keep the chat in order, but they also keep our Discord running smoothly. Don't forget to join the Discord. Click the link in the description. Also consider giving us $1 or more every month on patreon.com/withoutparolegames if you like what you see and you want to keep these amazing lights on. And that's pretty much it. Thank you to everybody who donated during the show. Thank you to everybody who participated in the chat. And thank you to everybody out there who sat back, didn't say a goddamn word, and just watched the show and enjoyed it, because we know you're out there and we fucking love you just as much. Subscribe to Dave at Dave Station VR. Subscribe to AJ. We're at PSVR Underground. My name is Brian Powell from PSVR Without Parole. This was PSVR Gamescast Live. It's time to cue the cat.
You're the cat, Brian, because I am Iron Meow. Hack the game, cat. See you Friday, my friend. Stay lit as always, Mo Trucker. Justin Cassie, thank you so much for tuning in, and always having a great mind that thinks alike. Mark Bringlesleaf, Johnny No Pockets, aka the Who Dat Game Cat. Shades of Gray Matter, thank you so much. Endeavor One, thank you so much. 9.5 is my hype level for Arashi. Let's go. Bob Zarkoff, the Underground Dave Station Game Cat. All the elitists of the Elite Game Squad in the house, guys, son, fist bump to you. Kill Artist One, the Dreamweaver, Game Cat. Thank you so much. I'm glad you had a good time. I did too. Mark Pringles, Leaf, Decepticon, GG, Deathly, the Subterranean Death Cat. Ooh. Cypher 36, Ben Dawson, LCC, LC2552, Beach, what up? Liam, good playing, Firewall with you. Do we have the Sunday game picked out yet? Brian, probably not, because you're in charge of it.
I'm not.
Gamer 90.
It's on the mind.
You were
man.
right, Upgrade Gamer.
I don't
You were
give
the
shit.
first person to say Iron Man. I saw that, Upgrade Gamer, and I tried not to laugh when I saw your comment, but you were right. All the props to you. Swain, Jupiter, thank you for tuning in from across the seas. Let's see. Scott Jesco, PSN Harry Fellow, PSVR Game Cat for life. He says back to the class, AJ. DJ, the Pumpkin Patch Kid. Yeah, what's up, buddy? Shout out to the Pumpkin Patch. Nike Alexandra, the Game Cat. Thanks so much for joining. Tax Refund. The creator died and resurrected Game Cat. Ooh, that's a new name. Guys, anyone who changed their name, make sure you put a hashtag Game Cat after the video so we can change you, give you a shout out on Fridays.
Well, we're going to change them all, right? We're going to change them all.
The Tarot Mage.
I came through without Parole, and I've never been the same.
From Ireland, Baggio 10, Anikazi, Nihilus Ryan, the Game Feline, VR Grid. Shout out to Ryan over at the VR Grid. Gabriel 004, the license to meow.
Brian, I want to sing that Deftones
Meow,
song.
meow, 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 meow. Guys, happy hump day. Your Long Shadows and Hunter the Game Cat. Y'all have a great rest of the day, Triangulator. And we will see you, Old Darth and Kramer 3K, Friday.
Jimmy quit.
Friday,
Jody got
Friday,
married.
Friday.
Should have known we'd never get far. I just started at the beginning. Might as well end at the end. Bye, guys. We love you all.
Did I say we're gonna?
We're gonna change you in the House of
Oh,
Five.
we're gonna change them all. We're gonna change them all. They're never gonna be the same. They're never gonna be the same. They're never gonna be the same again.